Good day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Favi, and welcome to Arrow's DIY. On my channel, I like to do Dollar Tree DIYs, high-end dupes, thrift flips, and the occasional trash to treasure. This is another episode in my Christmas series, and I'm super excited to share with you some gingerbread inspiration. I hope you find an idea or two for your tier tray, home decor, mantle, or Christmas tree if you choose to hang them from that tree. Nonetheless, I hope you enjoy, and if you do, please give it a thumbs up. This video is part of the Around the World Collab, where 19 of us got together to offer you 19 chances to win, so 19 drawings. All you gotta do is watch all of our videos and write our secret word in our comment boxes on all the videos, and you're entered to win. The giveaway ends on the 1st of November, so be sure to subscribe and hit that bell so you're notified every time I post a new video and the winner announcement. You could also check out my Instagram at Arrows DIY. All right, now let's get started. For DIY number 1, I got some of these wood pieces from the Dollar Tree. There are 14 pieces of these gingerbread fellows. Now we're just gonna go ahead and give them a paint of whichever brown paint you choose. I didn't have it on hand, so I had to mix some. I'll leave all the paints I use in my description box below as well. So now I'm using some apple barrel black paint, and I'm just going to paint their little faces in using my embossing tool. I also choose to make little bow ties in green and red, as well as the buttons in the middle of their bodies. And I think they turned out so sweet. Once we get our gingerbread all dapper, we're going to go ahead and start working on the baking sheet. I took one of this 2-pack from the Crafter Square. They're the 5x7 canvases, but there's no wood, so it's just the canvas. Now we're gonna go ahead and cut it down to size. So I just put 2 gingerbread on there so we know to leave about 1 inch of empty space around them. So I cut it with my X-Acto knife, my box blade, and now I'm just gonna give it a coat in this brushed metal silver by Folk Art. I like the Folk Art line because it gives a nice coverage. You don't have to worry or use too much paint. However, once this was fully covered in the paint, I go ahead and I let it dry. If I was to redo this DIY, I would have painted the other side, and you'll see in a minute why. While that's almost dry, I'm gonna take these buckets I got from Dollar Tree in the wedding section, and I'm just gonna use the handles off the buckets, and I'm gonna paint them in that same silver color. Once everything's fully dry, I paint the back in the same color we painted the gingerbread men. So now I'm gonna try to make a beveled edge for our baking sheet. You totally do not have to do this part, but I'm a little extra. If you're new here, thank you so much for clicking on this video. If you're not new here, you know I'm extra, so bear with me. I'm going to use this ruler, this Alp-shaped ruler, and I'm going to measure 10 millimeters to make a border. Then I score it with my X-Acto knife a couple times, but you don't want to break through and break off a piece like I just did. You're also going to have to use your scissors and cut a triangular shape in the corner. That way the corners meet and make a nice clean corner. So take your time and make sure that that cut is nice and clean. That way it falls nicely. Once that's done, I just use some hot glue. I use Gorilla Hot Glue, and I'm just going to put it a nice line in that crease we created, as well as the corners. So this is nothing hot glue cannot fix. Super simple, super cute. Now once we get that side done, we're going to flip it over, and we're going to use tons and tons of hot glue to secure these little metal handles. We're also going to use masking tape to help give a sturdy hold. Now if you want to if you want to stand this up on your tier tray, you are going to have to bend one of those handles, and I do that later for my tier tray. So I just bend that handle back so that it stands on its own. Now I'm just using this ribbon I also got at the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to make a border for a little sign. I like making double-sided decor for tier tray and Christmas ornaments, so I'm just going to make a little homemade sign just to give it a little bit of that homemade charm. And I'm using the same colors and ribbons throughout all of these DIYs. So now I'm making a little tiny bow, and I do that using hot glue because I don't have that much dexterity. So now I'm gonna use a little bit of twine to tie the center of that bow and give it a nice tug. Secured with hot glue, and then I just hot glue that right on top. This is going to be the top of the ornament. Exactly where I put that bow is where you would want to add twine or some kind of hanger for your ornament. Like the ornament hook can go right where that bow is. Now we're going to use these green stickers from the Dollar Tree, and I didn't paint them because green kind of went with what I'm going with today, and I just wrote in the phrase "made with love," and I used a Sharpie just to write the word "with" because I thought it gave it that homemade feel. So you've got to let me know what you think about this DIY, because I think it's super charming and definitely feels homey. I did touch up the corners with some paint, and I also added some greenery as well as some gingerbread people to the front of this little sign. And I was super happy with it. Now, keep in mind, you do have to listen in for the secret word, and I'm only going to say it once, so I think it's better just to watch the whole video, because I know some people like to skip around, and just good luck, guys. I really hope you win. So once that was done, I glued in the little gingerbread on the other side, 6 in the pan, and I think they're so cute. I'm really happy with this DIY, but let me know what you think. The hot glue spots there help it look welded, so I thought it was kind of cute. Looks like a welded metal pan. Alright, so for this next DIY, we're going to use a ceramic truck from the Dollar Tree, and it's supposed to be a planter for succulents. I'm going to take it out, and I'm also going to put a nice coat of Mod Podge just to help the paint stick. Now, I am using chalk paint here. I recommend you use acrylic multi-surface paint by Folgart. I do end up using it later on because I should have used it from the beginning, to be honest. So now I just give it one nice coat in this white paint so that we can go in and paint it with this brown color next. Now, some colors that might be good for you to use for this brown color are Caramel by Apple Barrel or Waverly Hazelnut color. But any brown will do, and I said I didn't have any brown, so I just ended up mixing it, and it works just fine. Now I'm going to use these flexible ties from the garden section in Dollar Tree. If you don't have this, I do give you some alternatives to use in a little bit. However, we're going to use this, and we're going to measure it by wrapping it around horizontally on this truck 3 times, and then we're going to cut that out. Next, we're going to cut 3 strands, and we're going to paint them in the 3 colors of our video today. So one is going to be in this green color, another one is going to be in this red color, and the other one is going to be in a white color. Now you should use multi-surface acrylic paint because this is a gripped material. Now if you can't find this wire grip material, you could also use some of this nautical rope as well as this other rope and just paint the rope. Now I'm going to try to replicate the nautical rope design by holding 3 strands with one hand and twisting them in a spiral motion with the other hand. And I do this for the full length. Now I'm going to cut one of the ends to give it a nice clean end, and I'm going to measure it to the back of the truck. That way the back of the truck has a nice decorative finish on top. I thought this added like a cute cookie effect, kind of like a confectionery truck, a gingerbread truck, really. Now we're just going to use some hot glue at the top of the truck, and we're just going to make it look like some sugar or some syrup or some snow, depending on how your imagination works. Make it whatever you want, but I just put this on top and I thought it was really cute just to have some snow on top. I used the faux snow for this effect. Now we're gonna add the wheels. So to make the wheels, I used the Play-Doh from Dollar Tree, the kids Play-Doh. Now I took the yellow and the white Play-Doh because I figured they'd be the easiest to paint. And I go ahead, I use my middle ruler and I make 4 slices of each color. So I have 4 circles of yellow and 4 circles of white. Now I'm going to form them into somewhat of a circular shape. I want them to be round. Now I'm going to use the same ruler and I'm going to chop them, slice them like a pizza into 8 slices, 8 equal parts. Once both of the circles are cut into slices, we're going to rebuild the pizza in an alternating pattern. So yellow, white, yellow, white, yellow, white. Then we're going to press the creases down to connect them and smush them together. Once they're nicely smushed together, we're going to use this bottle ornament from the Dollar Tree. You can use a cutter, whatever you find in your home. Just make one nice circle about the shape of the wheel. Mine's are a little bit bigger, but I like it to be a little bit bigger. I wanted my little wheels to be a little bit bigger because I thought that was cute, but you make your wheels any shape you want. I apologize for the fuzziness. I have no idea what's wrong with the camera, but it does fix in a little bit. I'm just showing you here that I paint in the yellow spots with red, and I also paint the corners, and I make kind of like a swirl effect with the red paint. Now I do paint in the window. Forgot to mention I do paint the window in white. And now I'm gonna hot glue the wheels onto the truck. I made like 8 wheels because I thought I was gonna use them in other projects, and I might. For my Christmas series, I might use them in another. So I have 4 extra for other projects. Be sure to hit that bell so you don't miss a new video. I'm gonna have tons of fun in this Christmas series because my second favorite holiday is Christmas. Okay, so now we're going to take some of the same green wire, but we're only going to twist the red wire with the white wire. And I just wanted it to be a little different than the wire we put on the truck. So now I'm gonna use the hot glue and I'm gonna make a nice icing effect in the front of the truck. And this is gonna add some charm to it. I also decided to add some more features around the door, well, around the window, and create a faux door for the truck. And then I also put a waffle design inside the truck door. To do that, you want to make diagonal lines across in one section inside that rectangle you made, and then wait for it to dry. Once it's dry, go in and go in the opposite direction, making new diagonal lines the other way. You can see here in the back of the truck a little better what I mean. Once your rectangle is made, you're going to make your diagonal lines going across. Now I'm waiting for that to dry, so I'm going to make the headlights on the front of the truck while I wait for the back of the truck to dry. Once all that hot glue is dry, I go in and I make a bumper in sugar. Now once the bumper is made, I go to the back and then I add the second set of diagonal lines going perpendicular to the original lines. I hope I'm making sense, but I had a lot of fun making this, as you can see. I try to edit it down and speed some stuff up for your enjoyment, but this took 4 hours. Just between the paint drying and, you know, life. But I do this for fun. I'm a mother of 5 and I do this during my me time, my leisure time. Some people don't understand. I can have leisure time, but it's necessary for mental health, guys. I strongly recommend art therapy just to dabble in some fun. Now I'm going to use some of this white paint and I'm going to paint over all of these little hot glue decorative features we made earlier. So you don't want to press too hard, you want to lightly tap on top of the hot glue. I apologize for the sound. I am in a city. I cannot control the world. Okay, so now we're going to touch up all of the wheels, and I just touch up the paint because once the Play-Doh was drying, it did crack a little bit. So I had to go ahead and add some paint in some spots. Not a big deal. It's very simple to do using the same paint. And I'm using Folk Art in Cottage White, by the way. That's the white paint I'm using. So then I go around the entire thing and I just color in all of these details. And I absolutely love this feature. I hope you like it too, because I absolutely I'm obsessed with this little ornament. Now I did go in and make some windshield wipers with some hot glue, and I painted it in that green color called Bright Green by Folk Art. Now I'm adding some snow because why not? And I also did add those rear view mirrors on the side, and I made those out of the same Play-Doh that I made the wheels with. Now at Dollar Tree I found this little ornament. It's so cute. It's like a front door with a wreath. So I pulled off the wreath, and now I'm gonna resize it around my finger to make it smaller for the front of the truck. This is totally unnecessary, but guys, you already know I'm a little extra, well, a lot of extra, and I appreciate you being here. And to all my subscribers, thank you for taking a chance on a crazy kid like me. So now we're going to use some hot glue around the wreath, and we're going to hot glue it there in the center of the headlights, and I'm super happy with this. I love it. I think it's super cute. And then I did make a little tiny flower bag, and I stuck that in the back of my truck with a little spoon, and that's how I chose to decorate it in my home. You could put florals in there, you could put some pine sprigs, some berries, whatever you want to do. Some jars, you could put a candle. Don't light it, but you know, just for decoration. But guys, I love this. Oh yeah, and I put a little bow in the front. But there it is in my tier tray. And oh my goodness, it's nuts. I know. I should probably touch up that spot there, but I'll get to it in a little bit. Now for our last and final DIY, I'm going to show you this tiny little sign, double-sided of course, because we're going to use all the space we get. Now I take this magnet from the Dollar Tree, this magnet, and I did put Mod Podge on it first to help the paint stick, and I gave it 3 good coats of white paint. I paint the sides and the front. Now I'm going to use these stickers from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to write the word SNAP. It's kind of hard to see because my camera went wonky on me again. Apologies. I totally got a new camera, so hopefully this never happens again. So now once I write the word SNAP, I paint the top of his head so that it looks like he has a bite taken out of his head. And he's so adorable. And I glue him right there at the bottom of the sign. So now I'm going to take these letters and I'm going to paint 2 letters, the H and the O, in the same brown color we used on the gingerbread man and on the gingerbread truck. And then I flip the sign over and I give it 1 coat of white paint, and then I give it 1 coat of the brown paint. And this is just going to help match. It's going to help this piece match the rest of our pieces that we made today. Now once those letters are dry, we're going to put them right on top, and we're going to spell out the phrase, "Oh snap." Oh snap! Someone bit my head. That's what he's saying. Oh snap! I should probably tell you my secret word now. My secret word is my name, Favy. Go ahead and write Favy in the comment box below. Write the word Favy and you'd be entered to the drawing for the Sherbonder glue gun, as well as tons of wood pieces. I'm also including one of those ceramic trucks. So if you're interested, you already know to write my secret word in the comment box below. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you stay around. I hope you don't leave the video now. Okay, so now I use these little tiny beads I got at the 99-cent store, and I spelled out a phrase. Once I spelled out the phrase, I used some hot glue and some Epsom salt to make it look like sugar around the words. Now if you don't have these beads, you can handwrite it, Or you could use your Cricut, but I don't have one of those. So I just use these little beads, and I spelled out the phrase, Christmas calories do not count, because boy, I wish that was true. And there it is on my tier tray. Let me know which one of these DIYs was your favorite today. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you. I have another video coming out very soon with the rest of these DIYs. I had tons of fun making these. I strongly recommend you guys try making these because they're so cute and so fun. That truck was selling for $20 in the store, and all these little things I saw on Pinterest, and I was like, I can so make that. I hope you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to check out all 19 of our videos. That way you are entered into the giveaway. Thank you so much for CJ for organizing this whole thing, and I hope you enjoyed. And that wraps up another episode in this Christmas series. I thank you so much. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a video. Hit that bell and hit all in the drop down menu below. Share the love, and thank you so much for watching, guys. I love you guys so much. God bless. Take care. Catch you on the next one. Bye.